Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well and welcome to 14 Days in Tarkov episode 1. This is a series of videos that I'm going to do every other Sunday when I'm going to round up all of the latest news for Escape from Tarkov. So everything that's been happening with the game, such as development, issues with the game, things like that. Maybe even sort of things that are going on with the main streamers around the game. Just general news that will keep you up to date. So if you don't want to watch every single video that, like I put out or other people put out, you can just get like a bite-sized sort of video full of the news. What I will do as well is put links to everything that I mention in this video in the description below. I'll do a pinned post as well, and if I remember I'll put timestamps into the various different subjects as well. I'll also be linking to videos that I've done over the last 14 days, especially if the news that I mention I've already done a video on it, so that you can go and watch a more in-depth video if you want to. So I'm going to stick to doing this every 2 weeks. The reason for that is that sometimes there just isn't a whole lot of news in Escape from Tarkov. You can sometimes get a week or so where not much happens, so I didn't want to commit to doing a video every week. I thought maybe every fortnight would be a little bit better. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do and see how it goes. If you like the video and the format, let me know down in the comments below, or leave a like, or maybe even drop a sub if you feel like doing so. So first off, in the last 14 days we had Kazam and Veritas did a podcast with Nikita, who was the special guest. Of course there will be links to the VOD down in the description below. I'd highly recommend going to watch it if you want to see the kind of different side to Nikita. He was very open in this video, and like I said in my video that I did about this, Kazam and Veritas really put him at ease. Sometimes when you watch Nikita in some of the podcasts, it seems a little bit rushed. Sometimes he's getting hit with a barrage of questions, and usually the questions are all the same. But in this one, Veritas and Jesse tried to take a different approach to things. It was very laid back, it was very open. You got to find out quite a lot about the development of the game and how they do the development of the game. So I highly recommend watching it. I very much enjoyed it. Bonus points to Kazam and Veritas for this podcast. It was a very well done one. An offshoot of that was a video that I did about the cheating, or the cheating issue within Escape from Tarkov at the moment. Very touchy subject, this one. Some people don't like YouTubers and other people to talk about it. Some people like to stay informed. It is an issue within the game, so it is newsworthy at the moment. But Nikita did react in the podcast, and he basically said that people that believe that somehow Battlestate games are profiteering from the hacks and the cheats that are out there, these people can go fuck themselves, basically. So it was quite a candid interview with Nikita. Like I say, I would highly recommend going to watch it. Then there was the Unofficial EFT app, or one of the Unofficial EFT apps out there. I did a little in-depth video on it. If you're looking for a sort of companion app to the game that you maybe want to use whilst in raid, it's got quite a lot of useful features in it. You can check out the price of items in the flea market, and it's fairly up to date. It's not like live, but it's within a couple of minutes up to date, so you can find out the prices of things that you're taking out of a raid, for instance. There's also maps and things like that you can check on there, and a bar to calculate, and a couple of other useful things. Highly recommend using it if you're looking for something just to give you a quick bit of access to some information. It is a lot like having the Escape from Tarkov wiki in the palm of your hand. Then we had a small patch that was released for the game. Again, there'll be links in the description down below, and I'll put one up on the screen if you want to see the exact sort of details from the patch. This one added post-raid statistics for the scav reputation. Obviously before scav reputation went up or down, and you got a small in-raid sort of notification of whether it had gone up or down. Those have now been removed from the raid, so if you're wondering why you're not receiving or losing scav rep, you are. It's just displayed in the post-raid statistics now rather than actually in the raid. And they also fixed some of the karma calculations, as well as some of them wasn't calculating correctly. It's still very much in the works, the scav karma thing, so sometimes it will not work correctly and other times it will. It can be a little bit hit and miss now and again. Obviously, like I say, it's still in the works, but it's getting better. Then we had blunt damage details. The blunt damage was increased to various helmets and armor. Again, there'll be a link on the screen and down below, so you can go check out the full list of what was changed. Everything was upped slightly for various ammunitions and that, so yeah, it wasn't massive changes. I mean, you're not going to be one-tapping people through armor, but blunt damage is a little bit more present within the game now. Then we had the news that the next Battlefield 2042, is going to have a mode called Hazard Zone, and this is going to borrow several elements from Escape from Tarkov. So you're going to have to go to various extraction points. Sounds as though you're going to be able to insure your items as you go in. So we're still waiting for full details of this. The details that we've got at the moment were done through data mining, so you can take them with a pinch of salt at the moment, but it sounds like an interesting concept and an interesting twist on Battlefield, so we'll have to see how that looks when we get more information. Then Killa had 5 new spawns added into the game. He's always spawned in the center of the mall, so it made the gameplay in Interchange very, very predictable. Obviously you were able to quest on that map quite happily because you knew all of the thick boys were going to go straight to the center of the mall and go looking for Killa. He's now got new spawns. He can spawn obviously still in the center of the map, but he can also spawn inside Ollie, Goshan and Idea, and I think it's underneath Ollie and Idea in the car park underneath. So he's got 5 new spawns in total, making things a little bit more dynamic on that map. People are going to have to go properly searching for him now rather than just knowing that he's in the center of the map all the time. The heavy and the light bleed mechanics in the game were changed. The values were upped slightly for certain ammos. When I did the video on the full details of this, I did note that a lot of the ammos that it's been upped on are the kind of ammos that you probably don't use that much of. You probably get them and think, you know, this isn't any good, and you sell it straight away, or you just simply don't bother with it. So I think the values have been increased slightly to give us a little bit more usage out of these ammos and get people sort of thinking, yeah, I will use this because it's a little bit better than it used to be. Again, with like the blunt damage details, the values wasn't upped massively, but there is a slightly higher chance with these ammunitions to be given heavy and light bleeds. Then there was a back-end error that wrongly banned 50 players from the game. This started to be reported, I think it was the beginning of last week, and a number of streamers started to report that they were being banned wrongly. And then there was one streamer called Hyperrat TV who was banned, and he sort of tweeted out to Battlestate Games, and eventually Battlestate acknowledged that it was a back-end error, and they reinstated, I believe, all of the 50 players back into the game. So yeah, that's a bit of a scary one, that getting banned. I think one of them was banned after wiping a trio of players, so it looks as though maybe they thought that maybe, you know, they'd been reported by this trio of players and wrongly banned for hacking, but Battlestate said that it was just a back-end error, and that has been sorted now. And then we had Rashala added to Shoreline this weekend. Him and Sanitar are now on 100% spawn, so Rashala is currently not spawning on the customs map as far as I am aware. I've played customs a couple of times yesterday and I didn't see him on there. I haven't yet seen him on Shoreline, but I have seen Sanitar every time I've gone on there. Now apparently both of them have a 100% chance to spawn inside either East Wing or West Wing. Now I don't know if they can both spawn at the same time on the map. That would be pretty crazy to have 2 bosses sort of in the resort building. Up to now I've only seen Sanitar, I haven't seen Rashala, but Rashala is there on 100% spawn, so you're either going to get Rashala when you go into Shoreline, or you're going to get Sanitar when you go into Shoreline. This is the latest event, it will end very soon. It might even have ended by the time I've put this video out. I think it's only going to last for 3 or 4 days. Tomorrow will be the 4th day, so we'll have to see if it gets taken off after that. But this is the kind of event that I like to see from Battlestate. This gets people flocking to a certain map. I played Shoreline several times yesterday evening, and the PvP was just out of this world. It was brilliant. Taking on Sanitar and his minions, and then the PvP with other players, it was just great. I think I only managed to get out of 1 raid out of about 6, but still, it was a lot of fun. I hope that Battlestate do more events like this. It was a really, really fun experience, and as I say, it's still going on right now, but possibly by the time I get this video uploaded live, it might have finished. But if not, get yourself on there and have some fun. And even if you don't manage to take on Rashala or Sanitar or any other kind of players, if you just sit back, there will be some juicy loot in there somewhere for you to get. And then there's just one more video link from me. This was for the quest for mechanic called Surplus Goods. I've done a quest video explaining how to do this one, so I'll put a link up on the screen now, and I'll also put one down in the description below. And that is it for the first episode of 14 Days in Escape from Tarkov. I hope you guys are going to like this. As I say, I'm just going to condense all of the news from the last 2 weeks, link all of the people that I mentioned within them. So if I do mention sort of streamers and podcasts that they've done things like that, I'll be putting links in the description below and a pinned post as well, so you can jump straight to those and go and check them out, and also putting links to any videos that I've done if you want to go into more detail over the news that I've mentioned. And that is it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you're not currently doing so, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.